thing that George said at the very beginning of this film is that we're making a film about heroes, not victims. And that has definitely come across in the script. So when you and John were working on this, how did you capture that? How did you capture the kind of feeling that Dr. Brown puts out there?
Well, I think it starts with George wanting to make the right movie. You know, George would talk about all these things that, you know, he wanted to do a movie where, you know, black kids and white kids were going to walk out of the theater wanting to be fighter pilots. I grew up wanting to be a fighter pilot because of the Tuskegee Airmen. I read about them when I was 10 or 11 years old, and then probably when I was 16 or 17, I read during this movie. I was on track for the Air Force Academy or Naval Academy. I was just determined to fly, and my eyes weren't any good. And my career went a very different path at that point. But, you know, I think, you know, I remember saying, okay, how do we step back from this and really make it kind of like the Seven Samurai, and make it kind of like a movie about classic action heroes? You know, so, you know, my first conscious memory of seeing Star Wars at 3 years old. So for me, it was simpler than it would seem, in that you stop trying to make a movie about black heroes, and you sometimes have to step away from the enormity of history and focus on the fun. At least our job as writers. And that's what we did. So I think, you know, it's kind of just grounded in the movies that I loved growing up, largely with George Lucas. You know, we're talking about Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know, you just go, you know, these are well-established heroes. If we don't have to change a lot to make them, you know, we can stick with the foundations of good storytelling and fun and just go with the characters that we all grew up loving. And my gut was, and I think George agreed, that would work.